G'day. Today I'll be doing a review over this brand new Vespa GTS 250. This is the Mach 2 version, so it supersedes the older up to say the end of 2014 model. This is the new 015 model. Now the differences, there are a few technical differences in the two bikes, the Mach 2 and the Mach 1. One of the changes, visual changes that you'll see, is that now they've got daylights here. So when you switch the lights on, when you switch the ignition on, you've got the daylights coming up here, as well as obviously the main headlight being on as well. But you've got the daylights here. As you get on all these brand new cars these days, everybody seems to have them now. So they've got the daylights there where the blinkers are. That's probably one of the main changes, physical changes that you can see. And the tail light here as well has been changed. Just a slightly different design. Nothing too drastic, but just a bit of a different design here in the tail light as well. That's what you see. That's the only visual changes that you'll see. If you compare it to, this is a brochure I have of the older Mach 1 Vespa 200 GTS. Everything else is virtually identical. However, there is a mechanical change, and it's in the form of the front hub here. I don't really know what the change is, other than I can see that there's a different way that they've secured the front shock to the hub. If you compare it to the old model, the hub, the shock seems to be right on the hub there, where here there seems to be some sort of pivoting system. I'm not too sure how it works, but I must say, whatever the change is, it works very good. And that's as far as what I can tell. With the engines, these come in a 250 and a 300. The differences between the 250 and the 300 are just in the bore and stroke of the engine. Come on this side there. The differences are just a very slight change in the bore and the stroke of the engine. So that means the 300's got a slightly bigger piston and a bit more stroke as well. And it comes down to literally millimeters. This is the brochure of the current range of Vespas, and everything between the 250 and the 300 are literally identical. But as I say, the 250's got 16.2 kilowatts of power. It's 7,500 revs. The 300 has got 15.8 kilowatts of power at the same RPMs, so it's actually got less power. However, it's got more torque. The 250's got 20.2 newton meters of torque at 6,500 RPMs. The 300's got 22.3 newton meters of torque at 5,000. So what that means is, on the 300, the 300's revving less. It's revving less, so it's working a little bit easier, if you like. But the difference in capacity actually comes down to the millimeters. I mean, I'm probably going too much into details that you probably don't need to know. But yeah, the bore and stroke on the 250 is only 72 mil bore compared to 75 mil bore on the 300. And yeah, look at the chickens sticking their nose into the Vespa. They won't find spiders and grubs around here. And that's about it. Now, talking about the Vespa, as you can see here, you've got an under-seat storage area here where you can put two open face helmets. So you can either put one full face helmet or two of those smaller open face helmets here, and you've got your petrol tank there too, where you fill up your petrol or gas, as they call them in the States. Underneath here you can pull this out, and you've virtually got your engine right there. So for any maintenance, that's how you access to the engine. Now these Vespas, you know, they're Vespa or Piaggio, which is the brand. Vespa is the model. Piaggio's been making Vespas from 1946, straight after the Second World War, so they are the original inventors of the Vespa, and they've been making them ever since. And just like their old traditional Vespas, they are made out of steel. It's all metal, it's not plastic. And the body is actually the frame. It's a bit like a car, where the body of the car is actually the frame of the car. The same thing is with the Vespa. The body is actually the frame of the structure of the Vespa. So that's underneath the seats. Then you've got another compartment here at the front where you can put your glasses or smaller bits and pieces, and you've got your fuse box there. Here you got your passenger foot pegs that come out and go back in. Accessories, what I've done to it, I've put this mid-size screen rather than the full long one or the really small one that they have. This is the mid-size, so when you're actually riding, the wind will actually deflect just over your helmet, so you can still see over the screen rather than it sort of looking through the screen. I prefer to look over the screen myself. So this is the mid-size screen. It's original from Vespa, and obviously the mandatory top box that sort of matches the paint scheme of the Vespa with the seat as well, the colour of the seat. So that's an accessory that every Vespa generally has to have. It's got a centre stand and a side stand as well. So what I'll say is, I've had a few Vespas through the years, and I've got to say it's a very secure and handles very well. I must say it's fantastic in traffic, which they're designed for. But these 250s or 300s, if you like, are designed even for the freeway, so you can sit on 100. And they've got very good road handling, must I say. So they are a good addition for anybody who has a sports bike or a big cruiser. Sometimes you don't want to always be riding big heavy bikes or powerful bikes. This is a great addition to that, you know, and it rides very well two up. And I must say, it's got a lot of grunt. I mean, it's quite deceiving to think, but it really keeps up with traffic and actually overtakes traffic quite easily. And you really need all throttle. You can sort of ride around most time in half throttle, so you're really not really using the full potential of the motor on a normal riding basis anyhow. So there you have it. It's a very comfortable, even for me, someone like me who's 182 centimetres tall, or forget what that is in feet. But yeah, it's good. It's a nice, it's a very pretty little thing. It's quite cute, and I don't know, everybody should have one really in my books. I mean, I've had a few of them. I've had the old PZ 200 with the old drum brakes, and I've got to say they were quite scary to ride. This is a totally different thing. I mean, it really is quite safe and really holds the road very nicely, I must say. So there you go. Now I'll start her up and I'll show you them. Come and have a look at the cockpit. It has changed here as well in the cockpit as well, so there is a change there in design compared to the older model. And they are electric fuel. So that's there. Have a look at daylights. In the sun, they're not that noticeable in daylight, but them. But at night time they really stand out. Very smooth engine, very quiet as well. So there you have it, the Vespa GTS 250, the 2015 model. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a look at my other videos on the Motor Guzzler channel, and see you from Melbourne, Australia. Bye.